Hi friends, what is up? Welcome back. I am very excited to see y'all today. Today's video, I am excited to talk about it because I have mentioned this topic in my side hustle videos, and I'm here to give you more details about this specific venture. But before we go any further, if you are new here, thank you so much for visiting. You might as well go ahead and subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of these gems. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being here and coming back and for rocking with your girl. I am just so happy and thankful and grateful for the growth that we have had and the growth that is coming. I am claiming it. So let's get into today's video. Obviously you're here because of the title. I wanted to talk to you guys about how I started my business during the Panda Express with little money. So like I mentioned in the very first side hustle video, this topic is not like a get rich quick. It's not a easy money type of thing. This is one where your passion really has to come out and you really have to like what you're doing in order to be successful at it. Today, I'm really gonna be telling you guys actual things that I did to help me start this business. It's not gonna be just some broad, general stuff that anybody can do. This is specific to how I started this business and how I am where I am today. Number one, I will give you this tip, and this is the only tip that's gonna be kind of general. You will have to find your passion. And I know it sounds cliche or whatever, but it is the honest truth. I know that it is odd, but I love Instagram. I love social media. I love being on these platforms where we can just be social. I like to keep up with my friends. I know that there's a lot of people who like to keep up with the things that I'm doing on social media, and I think that it's fun to create this content. So when I knew that I liked being a content creator, that's kind of where I was like, okay, I think my passion is on social media. As annoying in 2021 and Gen Z, millennial as it may sound, I have a passion for social media. I'm good at it. I use it every single day. And I like to think that I can help other people learn how to use it just as well. But I don't know everything. So that leads me into the next thing that I had to do, and you're gonna have to do this too, is you are going to have to study. I only knew as much as I use social media for, right? I didn't know every single bell and whistle that Facebook had to offer, Instagram had to offer, LinkedIn had to offer. There's a lot that these social media platforms have that we don't actually tap into. And like I mentioned in my last side hustle video, there is a website that I used, HubSpot, that helped me pretty much learn everything that I didn't know about social media and everything that you can learn as a beginner with social media. Or if you are already well versed in social media, this website is very detailed, very extensive. Honestly, I haven't even finished all the courses on it. That's like almost impossible. There's so many different things that you can explore to learn more about how to utilize social media. So even if you're not a pro at it, because I'm in no way a pro, I just know that I like using it and I'm willing to figure out the rest. This website definitely helped me study everything that I really did not know. And I would say the most that I did not know about social media, and I still knew it, was advertisements. Ads are the biggest thing right now. They are popping within businesses, and I knew about ads, but could I successfully run an ad campaign prior to that? I would say the answer was no. At this point, obviously things have changed as I studied it, as I practiced it. I can definitely say that there are a lot of things that I was able to fine tune that I knew a little bit before, but after I did my studying, I definitely could say I was more confident in telling somebody that if you pay me to do X, Y, and Z, I can confidently execute this without, you wasting your money on me, without me being a fraud, I guess. So you can't go out there offering these services if you really don't know what you're doing, because that's fraud. That's fraud. It's false advertising. Now, the reason that I say I started this business with little money, I won't say no money, but with little money, is because there are certain things that I did invest in that kind of helped me be successful. I would definitely say you're gonna have to invest in a couple tools for success, but hear me out. I'm not talking about anything like drastically expensive. I mean, like, for me, creating content is what I like to do, it's what I'm good at. So I personally invested in software that helps me with creating the best and most high quality content for my clients. So a lot of people are familiar with the app Canva. I mentioned Canva in the last video. Canva is a free website or app, and you can create tons and tons and tons of graphics on there with already made templates. But Canva does have a lot that you can't access if you don't have the premium plan. So there's little things like Canva Pro, which is $12.99 a month, that I invested in so that I could just better my content creating skills. Also things like Adobe. I did invest in Adobe Lightroom, Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Spark. I love that app. Obviously you've got Photoshop and a couple other apps and things that can help you create some really super cool content, as well as like videos and photos with certain kind of aesthetic for your client. I personally did invest in things like that, but those things are not super expensive. Yes, the monthly subscriptions can kind of add up. So I would definitely say that that is something to think about, but you can still find a way around those things if you absolutely must. Obviously to this day, when I first started, the only thing I paid for was Canva. I only paid $12.99 a month for Canva, but to this day, I can say that I do have a couple more things up my sleeve that I probably didn't know about when I first started. So I invested in little things like that. Also, I did invest in a bookkeeping site. Oh my God, guys. You need to make sure your ducks are in a row. My bookkeeping site, I use Honeybook. What it looks like. I use Honeybook. I have used Honeybook since the beginning of my journey, and I absolutely love Honeybook. I use them for all of my organization of different clients, different projects that we have going on. I can create invoices very easily on there, even if you've never created an invoice in your life, because back when I started, I never created an invoice before. They have invoice templates that you can just pre-fill in, put your client's information in there and straight email it to them, and it's very secured, and the client can pay on the website and it goes right to your bank account. When I first started with Honeybook, they didn't have the instant payout option, and now they do have instant payout. Before, I mean, this option is still there, but before you would just have the money deposited to your bank account, and it does take a few business days. But now there is an instant pay option, and the money is deposited directly to you immediately. So I love that. Honeybook also is where I have my scheduling through. I can send people a link and they can schedule with me because it's linked to my calendar. They can schedule sessions or consultations with me, and it's super easy to do it that way, and it tells them a description of what they're booking, and then when they book, I just send them over the invoice before we have our consultation. Honeybook also has contract templates where you can pre-fill out contracts for your clients if you just want things to be so much more efficient, which I highly recommend. If you're going to start doing legal business with people, you have to have your ducks in a row, like I said. And honestly, Honeybook has everything there for me that I don't have to guess that I might be missing something. It's all on this one website. And if you are not, you won't just sign up and then easily know how to use it. So there are things on there that can walk you through it. They have classes on how to use Honeybook, but when I say it's a lot easier than using, you know, like QuickBooks, you can link your QuickBooks on there too, but it's just a lot easier and simple for beginners. And I am almost a year into my business and I still use Honeybook. So you guys actually, because y'all my besties, can get 50% off of your Honeybook subscription. Yes, 50% off of your Honeybook subscription, I believe for a year, if you use my code RavenJ. I love Honeybook. It's super affordable too. I think when you use my code, it comes out to be like $4 and some change a month. It is so affordable. Oh my God. Honestly, it's just a lifesaver. I'm just gonna stop talking about it. Just go do it. Next piece of advice that I can give to you when starting your business, because this is what I did to start mine, is you have to clearly write out and make a list of the things that you can offer versus the things you want to offer. Now, I think this is super important because going back to what I said earlier, you don't want to be out here looking like a fraud. You want to be taken seriously. So anytime there's a new business or you launch something completely new that is unfamiliar to the people who know you or anybody, it is imperative that you make it clear what you can and cannot do. So when I first started, still to this day, I am not a professional at making websites. I can run the heck out of a social media page like Instagram, but if you need a website, I'm not gonna tell you that I could do that because I'm not confident in my website skills. So for me, when I first started, I had to make a list of the things that I know that I can do this. I'm confident in doing this. I can do it 100 times. I can do it backwards. I can do it in my sleep. Hire me for the job. These are the things that I know I can do. Then there were the things that I knew I wanted to get to, which included things like making websites or creating custom YouTube banners and things like that, and YouTube intros and trailers and things for people's pages. I'm not too confident in those things, but I knew I wanted to get better at them. So I kept those on the list of things I wanted to offer eventually. Also, so there's no confusion. If somebody asks you, hey, do you make websites? I'm not gonna lie and say I do just for a check. Because I don't. I'm gonna be looking stupid and they are going to post me on the shade room because I'm over here lying about my services. So it's super important that you guys list what you can do and then mentally list what you cannot do, so you aren't out here being fraud. So once you're kind of getting out of that beginning stages of drafting the business, what is the business, what can I do, what can I offer, you are going to want to get some practice. Now, this is the part that nobody wants to do, but this is the part that is the most important. And it's the part where you really have to get in the mud. You have to build a portfolio before you launch. Now, here's the thing. When you're building your portfolio, this is, like I said, the hardest part because you're gonna have to do some pro bono work. You're gonna have to do some work for free. And I say this because, again, we don't want to be out here being imposters. You can't really put a price tag on what you're doing until you are certain that you can perform the service how your clients want it to be done, and you can be confident in your work. So for a while, I did take maybe 2 to 3 clients, full-time social media for free. Probably just about 2 clients. I took about 2 clients for free. One of them was my cousin, so it was a lot easier for me and less scary to do a client because my first client was my cousin, and she had me run her business's page from start to finish. I completely revamped it. I did everything for her, and it was the best experience I could have got. And everything that I did for her, her numbers, her analytics going up, things changing for her and her page, her getting business, I was able to use all of that in my portfolio to say, this is what I've done. Here's how my work performs, and I can do the same thing for you. And building that portfolio is super important because it's kind of like showing up to a job interview with no experience. You kind of have to have something to back you up. It's your resume. Your portfolio is your resume. So I did do a couple clients for free when I was just starting off, still perfecting my craft, and it really helped me to get out of my comfort zone, push the boundaries, and honestly, it was the best thing that I could have did, and I highly recommend that others do it as well because it really makes the difference. Once you've kind of got all of that done, you are progressing, you have done the work, you are going to need to set your value. And I never say set your price because I never want you to feel like you have a price tag on your talent. You have to set your value. So you know what you're capable of doing, you know how good you can do it, and you are confident that nobody can do it like you do it. So therefore you have to set your value, set your worth. How much do you think your services are really worth? Not how much do they cost, but how much are they worth? Because they are valuable. You have to look at yourself as, what I have is a privilege to offer to the world. So therefore, what am I worth? what are my services and skills worth? And never, ever, ever question the value that you set. I don't care if people tell you you are too expensive or what you're doing is not worth that much. Never, ever, ever, ever change or lower your price. At that point, you're lowering your value, you're lowering your standards, and you're lowering your worth, and you are not worth any less than what you said. So don't backtrack just because somebody might have threatened your value and you're feeling a little bit intimidated. Always stand firm on what you believe you're worth. Now, the last thing that you're gonna do before you can just launch this six-figure business in the making is you have to come up with a launch strategy. Now, people like myself help with this type of thing, but a launch strategy is very, very, very important. It's pretty much a marketing strategy that you have to get in line before you go public with your new business. Basically, you need to know, how are people going to find you? How are people going to know about this awesome new business that you have decided to launch? You are going to have to put yourself out there some way. So it is best that you have a strategy, a plan that you can have a successful launch for your business. I won't go too into detail about launches because that is a whole nother thing in itself, but you have to make sure that before you launch this business, it's not gonna fall flat on its face. You have to make sure that the audience is waiting, you have talked this business up, you have been building up the anticipation, your followers know about it, your family knows about it, your friends know about it, whether they support you or not. Everybody has to know this business. You are your brand, so you need to wear it on your forehead, okay? Walk around and make sure everybody knows that what you have coming is about to launch. You need to set up ad campaigns if that's what it takes. If you want it to be seen by people who are not a part of your own following, you are going to have to come up with some things that are going to get you seen. And that is really the most important part as well. And once you get all that together, then just launch the business. Just go and start the business. Start the business. Oh, y'all, that's the name of my ebook actually, Just Start the Business. I swear this video was not to get y'all to buy my ebook, but if you need everything that I just said in writing, go buy my ebook. It's only $10. I will leave the link in the description. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. That is honestly really what I did to start a business. Like I said, back then I was a rookie. I was brand new. I didn't know what I was doing. Today, I have a lot more knowledge on what I do. I'm very much more confident in what I do, even more confident than I was back then. And I was confident back then. But I hope you guys learned something today from this video. And if you would like any more information, definitely just let me know. And don't you forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.